Okay, now no. So the Premiership League is over now. So we look forward to next Saturday, the 3rd of June, and we have the FA Cup final. And again, a unique pairing here, Manchester City versus Manchester United. But first of all, I'm delighted that the FA Cup is on a date on its own, and it's back to the 3 o'clock fixture. Because a few years ago, there was actually league matches being played on the same day as it. So the FA Cup is the oldest cup competition in the world. It goes way, way back to the whatever it was, the 1860s, 1870s. So I'm delighted it's his own individual fixture, and it's and a treat. And just a quick word on that before we talk about the actual game itself.
Yeah, Paul, I didn't really like the FA Cup being on in the middle of the near the end of the league season. There was the FA Cup, and then there was 2 or 3 league fixtures the weeks after. So it's back in its usual position where it was in the 90s and early 2000s when I was growing up. So it's proper. It's on the last day. The league season in England is finished. All the Champions League 1 and Premier League are all finished, and the FA Cup is a standalone day, and that's probably proper order.
Yeah.
Also, the 3 o'clock kickoff. There was these 2 teams that coming from Manchester to London last season. I know obviously with Chelsea being based in London, they were okay, but Liverpool fans had to come to the stadium for I think a 5:30 kickoff on a Saturday night, and difficult trains and areas to get back to certain places in Britain. So it's proper order. The game's on at 3 o'clock, and it's on a Saturday, and it's a standalone fixture. And what a fixture to look forward to.
Yeah. Now I believe now I'm open to correction, but this is the first time that Manchester City and Manchester United met in a cup
FA Cup
final.
final, yeah.
Yeah. So again, and of course we all know there's not only the 2 teams in the one city and the supporters, but you also have Manchester City have the League One, Premiership One. This is possibly the second leg of the treble. They're in the European Cup Champions League final. And of course, Manchester United won the treble back in 1999, so they have an opportunity to flip them up. But we just look at the game itself on its own merits. I think the FA Cup deserves to be looked on its own merits. Manchester City will be favourites in my book, will be warm favourites, deservedly favourites. But I think Manchester United have a great chance. Because in the cup final, there's plenty of, you can go back to one of the most famous results was 1988, Liverpool going for the double, the great Liverpool team, and Wimbledon upset them in the final 1-0. So you just don't know in a one-off match.
Yeah, that's for sure. And you even look at 10 years ago, Manchester City with all the riches, they played Wigan Athletic in Wembley, and Wigan Athletic beat them 1-0 and deservedly. So this is this should be a cracker, Paul. This is probably the biggest Manchester derby has ever been. Not just because it's the cup final and the 2 teams in it, but because of what it could mean for Manchester City in particularly. I know you said they're going for trouble, but that's going to come into it eventually. They also can secure the Mystic double, so people are forgetting that slightly as well. And City have many doubles in England, doubles won in their history either. So it's a huge game. I think if there's one game Man United going to be up for, where it's a cup final, Man United over even the years before they got to a couple of cup finals, but they lost them. They were more seen as a league team, win 13 league titles, but they could and probably should have won a few more FA Cups as well. I just feel the City will have enough. I think it's going to be tight battle. It's going to be nervy game, a derby game. Cup finals are never really other than a couple of years ago. Then to 2019, Man City hammered Watford 6-0. But this will be a tight game. I know many people feel that Man City could blitz United like they did Real Madrid. I don't see that happening, Paul, to be quite honest. I think this is going to be a 2-1 or 1 goal deficit when the final whistle is blown. I wouldn't even roll out extra time, to be honest with you, Paul, either. It's just if there's one team that would really wants to stop Manchester City winning the treble, winning the cup final as part of their treble, it's Man United. They would absolutely hate Manchester City to equal that treble winning side of 1999. Maybe even with the whole allegations as well, the way Manchester City have done it, that would really rile Manchester United up. So I think United will be absolutely going for everything in this match. I even think there could a refereeing decision, a red card could change everything as well. And I don't like the way people are saying it's nailed on for City in the 2 games. I don't believe that at all. But they should win them because they are the better team. They're proven that. But I just feel this is going to have an edge to it. And if I want me to call the Paul, I still think City will win, but not by the margin people are thinking.
Yeah. As we look at Manchester United now, Dean Haig is the manager. He came in there. They went through a lot of managers, some high-profile managers, but they didn't seem to get anywhere. But he is coming. I think he's doing a very good job. He had to steady the ship. There was a lot of maybe players there, maybe coming towards the end of their careers. maybe high-profile players on high wages. There was a bit
Yeah.
of disunity, disharmony. Things weren't going right. He's a low enough profile. He doesn't he's doing his job quietly behind the scenes. It's a hard club to manage with a lot of outside influences, but he's done a very good job. They won the League Cup. You might say it's nothing, but they won something. They won a League Cup. He has got out a lot of the older players. He brought in young players. He has steadied the ship. He qualified them for the Champions League and to finish third, which is a good achievement. Very good achievement, actually. He's now got him to a cup final. And before you talk about Manchester United really challenging for a league title in Europe, they have to be steady. And he has done that job well. So I think he's done a very good job.
I think he's done a very good job considering the start he had at the start of the league season. They lost at home to Brighton 2-1, and they got absolutely hammered by Brentford 4-0. And people were thinking, no, this could be another disaster here. But I mean, United were only a couple of months earlier had gotten rid of Ralf Rangnick for he was an interim manager, and they were thinking this is similar stuff to what was happening under him. So he's turned it around. You mentioned about all the players shoving them on. I think that he got a big boost getting rid of Ronaldo, because once he left, the team went up in an upward curve. He also started out with a bit of disciplinary issues in the team as well. Marcus Rashford, if I'm not mistaken, against Wolves, away game against Wolves, was late for the bus or late for training or something like that. He dropped him. Marcus Rashford showed him the right response, came on and got the winner. So I think he's a no nonsense type of a man. He comes across like that. I think he can. I think the players get on well with him. He's man management. He can lay down the law when he has to as well. He has a big job ahead of him. Now he has had a lot of big beatings as well. The 7-0 against Liverpool, the 6-3 against City. They were at the early stages with the Man City game. The Liverpool game was a bit more of a worry, but the thing is with Liverpool, the thing with United, gradually they have gotten better during the season. But the one worry I would have is if City were to score very early, it's just that people might think United could crumble if City score early and City just attack like it did against Real Madrid. That would be a worry for United, but I don't see them crumbling like they did against Liverpool, because obviously it was an Anfield and stuff, and the game they had with City earlier on league was the 6-3 was in the Etihad. They actually did beat him at Old Trafford, so he has done a fine job. He still needs a bit more players coming in, but more quality, because they're in the Champions League now this next season. He's done a good job. He's not on the level with Pep yet, obviously, or City, but I think if they got someone like Harry Kane next season, they could gradually over the next year or two challenge City, but maybe not just yet. But this will be a big boost for him and boost for the club if they're able to beat Manchester City in the cup final.
Yeah, I suppose if you look at the current form, in fairness, Manchester United have finished up strong. They've confirmed their third place. Manchester City, the last two games, was it a defeat and a draw? They had a league title won, so I presume he changed his team around and give players a rest.
I think Pep said after they won the league title, when they got presented the league title, they drank all the beer in Manchester. So I think that's what he said himself. The game against Brighton, and we pretty much drank all the beer, all the alcohol in Manchester there before the Brighton game. So I think you can allow for that, really, because it's, once you have the league title won, you just have to fulfill your fixtures. But he will be relentless now. He said he's having a break today, and it's all guns blazing, he said, for the cup final after Tuesday. So he'll have that team well tuned, don't worry. But it's going to be a cracking game, Paul, to be quite honest. 3:00 kickoff, Manchester Derby, London. As I said, I just think City will just edge it, but it will be a tight game.
Yeah, I was looking now. Manchester City, they have this possession game, I'd say, under Guardiola. They take control of the ball, the possession. I want to work on these stats, and then they try and attack. And if they can get the early goal, then they really seem to dominate the match. Then, so would that be their tactic, in your opinion?
I think so, Paul. I think Manchester City will have most of the ball in this game. There's no doubt about that. It's just whether United can defend well enough, and whether maybe Man City maybe overdo it. Haaland Haaland will be key for him. I mean, he scored 36 league goals in the Premier League. I think he scored something like 54 overall. He hasn't actually scored for a couple of games now, and that's a rarity for him. But yeah, I think the battle in midfield, De Bruyne, and Goodwin would be huge. Well, Bruno Fernandes, a lot of fans say not United fans would say you always see him when he's moaning to the referee. This is a big moment for him now to step up. He's captain of the match of Manchester United. They're going for a cup double. This is against their rivals. If Bruno Fernandes needs to perform and needs to perform well, and needs to maybe stop being a bit ratchet with referees when things don't go their way, because I think that's something that's been held against him, because he has been very good at certain times for United, but other games he goes missing. So midfield is going to be key, and United need to at least not be on a par with Man City, because they do have the better midfield, but they have to take their chances. Casemiro as well, he'd be huge for Manchester United. He's their defensive midfielder. He can go up with the odd goal as well, and when he's out of the team, they do seem to struggle. So he'll start, and he'll have to have a big game as well. So I think at centre back, I think Martinez is out. I think he's out for the. He was out. He had an injury where he won't be playing again for this season. Harry Maguire starts at the weekend, but I can't see Harry Maguire starting this game, to quite honest with you. He's only started 8 league games. De Gea got the Golden Glove, so they have improved at the back. They kept, like Manchester United actually kept the most clean sheets, but I have my doubts on De Gea. De Gea, he made huge mistakes against West Ham. He's made a few mistakes this season. He's not as good as he was, and if there's going to be a mistake in that Manchester United team that could cost him, I think it could be De Gea. So De Gea has to have a big game as well in this cup final.
Yeah, I suppose always in soccer, set pieces, free kicks, corners, both defending and attacking are crucial, always important. So will that be maybe are Manchester United, in your opinion, strong enough in that to be able to defend the set pieces, but maybe also just as important, maybe a chance of getting a goal from either a free kick or a corner?
Well, I suppose if you look at set pieces for corners, you think of Rodri, John Stones, Erling Haaland from Manchester City to get a goal. Brian puts in a beautiful balls for the attackers in the corners. And if you look at Manchester United, they've Rashford's good in the air. There's a player there where he might come on. If you're looking for dark horse, maybe to do something to the Weghorst. He's already scored, I think, 1 goal for Manchester United. He had a chance to score his first league goal for him there yesterday, and he missed an awful sitter. It could be pure typical of a lad that United fans don't rate. Could come on and actually score a goal in Manchester City. It could happen, but he's tall enough. He's a good header of the ball. Whether or not he can score, I'd have my serious doubts. But it's just, if you want something like a dark horse, maybe do something in the cup final, Paul, it could be the least man you expected. But I think if United are going to score has to come from Marcus Rashford or Bruno Fernandes. I think set pieces, maybe corner kicks, penalty as well. They're 2 very good penalty takers. So I think they've got options, obviously. But Chris Eriksen, I think, is back fit again. He's come on and made a few substitute appearances, but I just think City will edge. I know I keep repeating myself, but I just think, I know the magic of the cup and all that, I just think City will just about make it, Paul.
Yeah. Just for clarification, will this match be finished on the day? If it finishes level, it will go to extra time, and if it finishes level, these are potential penalties.
That's right. It'll be the same as we saw on Saturday, like the Championship playoff final. It'll go extra time and then it'll go to penalties. So it will be finished on that day, Paul. The days of the FA Cup replays, or particularly semi-final and finals, are over now.
Yeah, I suppose when I was growing up, the replays would be on the following Wednesday night. But anyway, obviously years ago, when teams came down to Wembley, it was kind of an effect because the Wembley pitch wasn't used, and the club pitches were maybe by the time this time of the year, we kind of gone very hard and very worn. But now, of course, we all know that has all changed. All the pitches are manicured to the top level, so the actual going down to Wembley and the pitch itself doesn't have the same impact that we had years ago.
No, the nostalgia factor is sort of gone, Paul, because there's been a lot of games played. Well, not a lot of games, a few games played. There was the Championship final played, and then there was the League One final played there Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. And now the FA Cup finals on the following Saturday. So yeah, the pitch is going to be well used, but it's the home of English football, Paul. That's where all the major finals should be played in and are played in. It's a great occasion. It's going to be packed out, I've no doubt. So yeah, it's something to really look forward to for any football fan. You know, the cup final, you know, whether the nostalgia's been worn off a little bit, teams maybe play weaker teams in the early rounds, but the cup final, particularly if a team's going for trouble, it means a lot.
Yeah, and of course, for the fans too, if Manchester United can win this game, they cannot, even if Manchester City win next week,